resources last night.
Oh hell, it would be so nice for just not having to worry about where the plugs are going or where the cords go.
Brandon, I did DM you just confirming the loot points and how the weapon I want to make is correct. Just so I know.
Okay,
Just when you have a chance after a session and all that.
Yeah, I don't see that message. Make sure you sent it to the right me.
It's you.
Did you send it earlier this week?
I sent it like just now.
Is there more than one Brandon?
Yeah, right now I have a Discord
account. Maybe that's why.
But yeah. Anyways, we'll get started now. Check that whenever I see it. If you are just tuning in, let me center myself on the web camera. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Gladiators, Saga 1 of their campaign, book 3 of all of the campaigns. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Everything you're going to see is going to be live storytelling, and the events and everything that are going to happen tonight, nothing is planned. So we'll see where we land. We're playing in a homebrewed world of our own creation. It is Ilderon. You can search Ilderon Tales or go to ilderontales.com and read more about the setting. It is a cool setting. If you are watching on YouTube, please don't comment in the YouTube live feed. I don't read that. Join the Discord and you can comment in the live campaign feed instead. I actually read that while I am dungeon mastering, and it's a lot easier for me. Finally, if you're under the age of 14 and you're watching this, please stop and go and talk to your parents because it's going to be inappropriate for you. From there, let's get into the recap of last session. So I've got it open right here. Last session started on the 26th of Noble, and we actually covered a few days in town. The Gladiators were prepping for their final fight in Soromangan. They were challenged to an arena fight by some indigenous orcs, or rather some indigenous people because they were orcs, half orcs, and I think that was it, that live on this island of Soromangan. The orcs' claims were that the farming guilds on the island had extended much further past the land that was dedicated for them, and they were threatening to farm sacred land of the orcs. And they had summoned a creature of ancient proportions to come and deal with the farmers. The creature being a child of their deity or beliefs, was killed by the party, and as such, they had come to get vengeance for their fallen kin. That said, the party prepared for was acting on behalf of the town and is defending the town's honor in an open gladiatorial fight. On 29th day, 26th day passed pretty much uneventfully. The party did some carousing and did some buying of things. Brewbart got a new fancy cloak. The rest of the party, I don't remember what you guys bought. And Regus went and caroused at some of the local brothels in town. And then from there, we went to the 27th, the 28th, and then to the 29th. On the 9th day, the party showed up in the arena for their fight. Alander, the whole time as they were preparing for their fight, they were kind of seeing the sentiments of the people. The merchants and the guild leaders of Soromangan aren't the biggest fan of the Luxotto people. However, the common folk on the island were not the biggest fan of their employers. So kind of like the commoners rooting for the Luxotto and all of the wealthy benefactors rooting for the party. Going into the fight, one of those benefactors supplied the party with a fancy healing potion. And Alander informed them that this fight was going to be as fair as he could make it. and he left to go and facilitate the match. When the party went outside, the orcs were doing a battle dance, a haka, getting ready for the oncoming combat. After introducing the reasons for the fight and who was fighting, immediately at the drop of his hand, the orcs attack the party, charging into combat. After a very bloody combat, Regus didn't kill, but attempted to kill one of the orcs, which prompted their commander to tell the orcs to try and kill the party members. By the end of the fight, I think half of each side was down lethally and non-lethally, and it was a bloody draw to the final two orcs, realizing that they were going to die here, and opting to rather surrender and honor their fallen rather than die for fallen who are already dead. With that, the party went and started helping some of the spasming people on the ground, saving who they could. And surprisingly, everybody lived. Some people having like 2 death saving throws and getting ridiculously close to death's door. And yeah, so everybody lived. However, there was kind of a foul stench left after this arena battle. In any case, though, the guild Paid in Blood won. They just would have won fair and square regardless, even though it was like, even though mechanically it was like a little bit of like, oh, well, that's not nice. The amount of damage you guys output doesn't change lethally or non-lethally, so you guys did really well in that regard. That said, some of the crowd was cheering. Some of the crowd was silent. The remaining party members who were up kind of reprimanded Regus just a little bit. Regus and Tumbutu, who were both going for throats. And I think we'll pick up right there inside of the arena, unless you guys want to time skip to after the fight.
No, I'd like to pick up there, please.
Okay. So, yeah. Let's see. We will pick up immediately right there. Let me put this in full screen. It is the 29th day of Noble. The party is inside of the Soromangan Arena. Don't disregard the death saving throws because they're still relevant if you guys go down again. But everybody I believe is stable. As far as consciousness dies, I don't believe I rolled them. So I'm gonna just go from the left side of the map to the right side of the map. Fleer, 4 hours. The Sea Blessed Horror, 4 hours. The Scale Blessed Horror, 2 hours. The Rubble Belt Stalker, 1 hour. XV. My D4 would fall into the most unfortunate place. Hold on, let me grab another D4. XV is going to be 1 hour, and Zeke is going to be 1 hour till everybody wakes up. I'll keep up with the orcs. You guys just remember the stuff I told you. Any magical healing instantly wakes people up.
I would say.
Wouldn't the potion wake Zeep up, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know if it was a medicine check or the potion, but yeah, Zeep then is awake. All right. That said, Lander is going to be gesturing for the attendants on the side of the stage of the arena to come and get some of the bodies. The orcs are going to be moving their own off of the stage.
Since I'm awake, I'm gonna see XV is passed out. I'm going to go cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll the D4. XV, you feel an infusion of arcane force in you, and your wounds mend themselves a little bit. You draw a breath. You're awake.
She's going to immediately pat herself down where she was stabbed, and wonder how she's still alive.
You okay? You up?
Was that? Who was that?
It's me.
Okay, I was asking that out of character, not in character.
Z.
She reaches for Z's hand so she can stand up, wobbly.
Easy.
Hey, Brandon, what was the name of the tribe again? I wrote down Fleer, huh?
Subtle.
Lixotl, Lix, Ototl.
Okay. And you said Fleer is not up or not awake?
Fleer is not. You guys dropped her.
Okay.
But it was just, I believe you dropped her with damage that made her fall unconscious. So.
I believe so, yeah.
Actually, he's going to walk back to the healers inside the stadium.
Yeah, they're coming to you and tending to all the people on the ground. So, like, there were two that were approaching you. As Zeke walked over and started tending to you, they turned to the orcs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just getting them, like, bandaged, and then those that needed on stretchers and out of here.
Alright. I'm going to walk myself back to the locker room.
Okay.
Okay. C's is going to address the members of the Lixotl tribe that are still standing.
Okay. They're two orcs there. They've kind of got a disgruntled. Well, I mean, yeah, they've got a angry scowl on their face as you look at them.
Okay. Hold a moment. I apologize for the dishonorable actions of my companion here. You and yours acted honorably. And though we won the match, you can move forward with your honor intact. I will deal with my companion on my own. He will be chastised at the very least and pay for his transgression.
This orc.
Please tell Fleer that.
This orc's going to roll an intelligence die. He looks over at Fleer and says, her body will be buried in the Samvi.
She's not dead.
Wait, what?
She is not dead.
He looks over.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Can I cast my last cure wounds on Fleer?
Yeah. So these two would be like going over to their companions, and they're kind of like kneeling at each one, just mumbling under their breath, like saying, some type of silent prayer of respect or something. Approaching Fleer, like I'm imagining that Seas is approaching them, at which point like they feel comfortable with that. Approaching Fleer, there's a little bit of hesitation of just like, whoa, it's like, come on, you gotta respect her. But I feel Zeke can do it in such a way that he's signaling he's not like meaning any harm, in which case if Zeke kind of has like his hands up and stuff, they'll let him pass.
Yeah, I'm unarmed, and I'm gonna. Why did I do that? I just had it up. Why would I do this?
I'm sure I don't know.
There. 12 healing. Oh god. 12.
All right. Yeah, with that, Fleer is going to. I don't have a picture for her. I just have the base art for that NPC I based her off of. Fleer is going to cough and kind of do that gasp of looking around as she blinks away.
Offer her a hand to stand up.
She'll look at the two orcs next door and say, "Did we win?"
You did not.
They're going to shake their head and say, "No, it wasn't worth our blood, or wasn't worth any more blood for this." She's going to nod, looking over at the other orcs, and she's going to say, "They live."
They do. We made sure of it. I apologize for the actions of my companion. He was out of line. He was against the agreement that we made. I will deal with him. Both of them.
She's going to nod and say, "There might not be hope for this town. There might not be hope for this guild. But for you, I will ask that the spirits of the Zombie bless your harvest. There is hope for you."
Thank you. I'm probably a long way from doing any kind of farming, but the sentiment is appreciated. You can move forward in this world with honor now. You acted completely as appropriate. I have some problems to deal with.
Getting up, she's going to raise her staff in the air and say, "We will honor our word. The Sea Witch will not curse this town." That said, we move back across the Zombie.
Rubark is going to shift back to his half-orc state and approach Dunmother and say, "Dunmother, I had flashes of memory of this Sea Witch. I would very much like to meet her and possibly regain some of my memories or see if there's any way to initiate the memories to who I am."
Let's see.
Study.
Is she still in their town? She's gonna say, we're camped across the Zombie for this season. If you come to our encampment, she's gonna look a little sour. Say, if you come to our encampment, we can speak. Whether or not you'll be welcome, I have to meditate with the spirits. You can tell Fleer herself kind of looks a little bit agitated, but you're just not 100% sure where she's landing on this. As I feel like there's a little bit of resentment towards the guild, but not all of you guys. You know what? Roll me a persuasion check. I think that's the fairest way to do it.
Let me take.
You're gonna notice she looks uneasy at this. You have a chance to convince her. You can say something and roll a persuasion check, whatever you say.
Alright. My computer.
Guys, do honest. Get me out.
Oh, do you need me to roll
Alright.
for you?
No, if I just got it back up. Alright.
Cecil provide a help action and say he will conduct himself well if you let him visit.
I will start by saying that first, I apologize for all actions, but
Not that it matters.
it's not my intention to cause any more problems. I just have no idea who I am, and I feel a connection with this Sea Witch.
As you say that, Claire is going to shake her head and say, as I said, I need to meditate on it. Perhaps if you bring an offering, that can sway the spirits of the Somthi.
Isn't Brewbach wearing the skin of their deity's child
Yes.
as a cloak right now?
I will not have it billow this moment.
My offering is I don't rub it in your face.
I immediately walk away and will not wear it next time. I'm not going to point out the fact I'm wearing it this second. So I feel just getting out of her face is probably the best idea right now.
All right. She said you can visit if you bring an offering, but otherwise she's unsure right now. With that, Fleer is going to shoo away some of these elven attendants on the orcs and smack, the two red fangs on the back of their head, just like, carry your brothers.
What was that? What was that dance you did? Started.
She's going to turn and look and say, it is an ancestral dance of our people. A display of the Lixatl. Not quite a martial practice, but something to prepare and absorb the energies around us. From the sun, we grow strong, and we infuse that into our muscles, into our weapons. And then we put our weapons inside of our opponents.
Is that something that just your people do, or do you know if other tribes have their own that they do as well?
She is going to say, no, this is Lixatl tradition. You can roll a history check.
History check. 1 second. Of course.
We are the first. We are the only. It is patented. It is copyrighted.
You may not. Sorry, hold on. History, you said?
Yes.
Hey, I don't have a negative in it.
Oh, how about everybody just go ahead and roll 2 rolls tonight, and let's get all these bad rolls out of the way. Well, actually, you're killing it on the amount of health from your cure wounds. Yeah, you haven't. Zeke hasn't studied much history
No.
at all. You from the outside world, so you're not entirely sure if what she's saying is true or not. But yeah, for her, it's only the Lixatl.
I have no reason to I have no reason to believe otherwise.
Yeah. All right. With that, Regus is inciting. From what you can tell,
the rolls were just me getting bad rolls out of the way, like you said.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
What you
Alright.
said?
So
Hit
otherwise,
too randomly.
is everybody comfortable with moving forward? As most of the orc bodies would be taken off of the stage. XV's back in the waiting room.
Orc body. Wouldn't it just be the orcs are carried off the stage instead of orc bodies because they're all still alive?
Yeah, fair.
Well noted.
All right. Let's see. We are not that island yet. Let's do payment.
Yeah. Currency.
Yay, payment.
somebody go ahead and roll me a D100.
Gotcha. 14.
All right.
It's always a bad sign when you gotta roll a D100.
No, not always.
Oh,
You gotta consider the possibility there might be some good stuff on that table. Maybe.
Maybe. And with
If I rolled
D100,
it in the 30.
All right. The party, after waiting inside of the designated locker room for you, in between the next fights, a lander is going to enter your locker room. Tayden is already in there. Tayden herself. Well, actually, Tayden's going to enter, I guess, with a lander. At that, as upon seeing you, she's going to say, "Wow, you guys were worth every coin of investment." Trying to kill the orcs. I have a couple of Amira's doctrines that I need to inform you of, but otherwise, what a show! What a show!
Thank you.
A lander is going to say, well, the crowd themselves didn't think as much. They were too enthralled with the match rather than any purchases from the arena. That said, you still get your customary cut for fighting an exhibition match and entering into the fight. As you didn't have an opponent that paid the entrance fee, your winnings will be significantly reduced. And
Shouldn't the mayor or somebody have effectively paid their entrance fee? Since he's the one that, basically wanted them to be there.
he's going to say what this affects is your sponsor's investment, not the money that you receive between you and your sponsor.
Fair enough.
That said, he's going to take his ledger, hand it to Tayden. She reads over it, signs it, and he hands her a small wooden hand chest. You guys can, it would probably be secured, but you would hear the slight jingling inside of it of coins, metals, and stones. At which point, Tayden is going to open it, and you guys see stacks of coins and gemstones inside of it. She is going to move a stack aside and say, for the next arena fight, for travels, for food, for lodging, and then she sets aside another set of coins and says, and for payment for such a well-fought fight. Let's divide this remainder by... All right. She is going to hand everybody a gemstone that is worth 50 gold pieces. It can be traded for its exact value. We will say it is a ruby for all intents and purposes. And on top of that, she gives everybody else 23 gold coins.
Question, since you say it's a ruby, does that count as 50 ruby pieces for the Ruby Alliance nonsense?
No, it is. It can be traded for its exact value in gold. That way, just not weighing you guys down with a bajillion coins. Its weight is negligible.
Was 23 gold the warrior said?
23 gold and a gemstone worth 50 gold to every party member. With that, Tayden is going to tuck the bag or the chest into her satchel and say, "All right, I spent the last few days packing and selling off my goods and my property. I am ready to book passage over the sea."
XV nods in her general direction.
Tambutu, I think, has a visit to the tribe to do, but other than that,
No,
I think
that's that would be me.
Oh, sorry.
I would.
What tribe? What tribe?
Never mind. Just kidding.
Is there alcohol involved?
Definitely not. But that's not going to be on the ship.
I just like the
I
idea.
actually.
Sorry, I just like the idea of seeing
Oh,
having a
Boober.
bottle of alcohol on a end of a like cane
On
pole.
a string.
Dangling above his head. Yeah.
Right.
I would like to do an insight check into what would be the best tribute to give to the tribe.
You might want to just bring that cloak and, bag it up
I
and
don't want to
or wrap
lose.
it up.
I don't want to lose my cloak.
But it's appropriate.
I actually, you know what? I will with my remain. I'm gonna go back to the person that made my stuff, my cloak in the first place, and I've got 2 more square yards of iridescent chimera skin, and I would like to do an insight into something that would be appropriate for them. Maybe, Brandon, any thoughts on what might be appropriate?
So as far as like crafting with this cloak, that would probably be, I don't know. I guess crafting it something like respectful, or just giving the materials to them would be would be a decent enough offering. The other thing that you are aware of too, with that chat, Tayden did say that Soromangan's fruit is world famous, or at least regionally famous, in the orchards.
I think I will go to the stop at the orchard and with some of the farmers and offer to buy have a cart of fruit along with my the remaining skin. You got awfully quiet. Can people hear me okay?
Yeah, I think we can.
Yep, I hear you fine.
Okay. How much would it cost to get a cart full of fruit?
I think Brandon is. I think we lost Brandon.
He actually appears to maybe be muted, depending on which one of these 2 accounts is appropriate. Or is the actual talking one?
Rip Braden.
I think it's the one with the face.
No, the B. Kennedy is his laptop, I think.
Hey, Brandon, one of your things is muted. You might be trying to talk to mute.
I think he's gonna hop back on it.
Well, he may have also lost some connection or something. Oh, on the Discord says that his other account, the regular one, is offline, and it is the one with the face. So I think he's disconnected.
All right, time to take hold of the session as players. We will now ransack the town and like
Lethal
if they
damage.
already hate us,
Lethal
they're not going to
damage.
hate us even
Lethal
more
damage.
as we'll do everything wrong.
I was about to say we're going to find where they keep those loot points.
Alright, I am back. My the computer I'm connected to Discord on just decided to dink out.
Brandon,
Alright,
I don't know if you had heard before, but I want to buy a cart full of fruit and give them the remaining. Yeah.
Yes, I did. My question to you was, does that happen now or later?
I think a short rest and everyone healing up a little might be a good idea. I'm at almost full health, but I would like.
He's taking a
Or-
long rest.
I
And she's
kind
going
of
to
need
slam her
someone.
door and hope nobody interrupts her.
I kind of need someone that's a little wiser than me. I have wisdom, but not a lot of intelligence, and also not very persuasive or really that charismatic. So, would anyone be open to coming with me?
C's is willing to come with, but looking at exactly all of those things on my character sheet, I see zeros, except for wisdom. I have a 12.
I have
XP's
15
not having it
wisdom.
right now.
Okay.
But
Great conversationalist, let me tell you.
yeah, no, Steve. I could go myself, and realistically, it's not that terrible. But hopefully, I don't die.
Okay. So,
Well, if you just want to bring C's for backup, that's fine too.
Yeah, I would feel more comfortable. So if we had a rest and then go,
Sure.
does that sound okay?
Yep.
so so are we back at the hotel yet?
I would like to go to the hotel.
Yeah, you guys, the hotel.
The inn.
I think it's called, the Rogue Rapier or something. Yeah, you guys are at that tavern you've been staying at, just off of the Twilight Port.
You already know I'm getting at least one keg.
Well, let's see.
Save
Let's
it.
roll a percentage die. The innkeeper has it ready for you again. This time, as you approach, though, they have both hands around it of just like gold first. Stabbing for it. But yeah, if Timbuktu spends 5 gold, the pony keg is his.
Whoops, I fucked up. I fucked up that.
All right, and I think we kind of might deserve a victory.
There we go, 92%.
Tayden should probably buy her benefactor, or I guess she's our benefactor. Buy us dinner, I think.
I definitely pay in full this time. How much is the full cost?
5 gold for the keg. And it's a pony keg, so it's like it's a barrel that can sit on a shelf. It's not like a or gallon barrel thing.
It's still almost as big as you are, BT.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. There are different things happening. You guys are asking Tayden to buy you dinner. She pays for you to enter the arena already, and your travel, and your lodging.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Hey, I had to pay for my own alcohol. This is some bullshit.
You don't expense report alcohol in real life.
Tayden is going to say, all right, for those of you who want dinner, I'll pay for several meals from the tavern keep. That said, you're all hearing Amira's scriptures tonight, and the proper ways to treat life. and those in your
Okay.
care of it.
That's all right. We can afford to pay our own meals. Someone's just being greedy.
I imagine that at night after XP has gotten her full 8 hours of beauty sleep, she's gonna wake up and Tate's just gonna grab her and pull her over. It's like, you're like the one most like nobody else is listening to the scriptures. I'm gonna have you sit down and listen as well, at the very least. And XP's just going to go along with it.
So, hang on a sec. Tayden, is our ship leaving tonight or tomorrow?
She's going to shake her head and say, I haven't booked passage yet, but ships, Nazaram ships go all the time from here to Gia Kyphros. We can leave either in the morning or this evening.
Okay. The only thing aside from sleeping that I think people need to get done is this visit to the tribe. And maybe some shopping or something. I don't know. I have a tiny bit of stuff I need to do as far as shopping goes.
So,
Seeing as we're going to be around for another night, Regis is going to go out to the shops again.
hold it.
If C sees Regis heading for the door, he goes, hold on a minute.
Regis
And-
stops.
You and I
And
need to sit down with Tayden at the very least. Probably everybody else.
I started sketching out a weapon that I want. I'm like, hey, if you're going out, can you at least get this?
Well, hold on. Before we go there.
Eventually.
Eventually, yes.
I still need to sketch it out. It takes time, so you go ahead.
Okay. We made an agreement to not try to kill anyone in that arena today. That's it, Regis. You broke it.
Just hit the guy.
Just what?
I just hit the guy.
Yes, but there's a difference between, say, trying to crush his skull and take out a leg. We agreed to not try to kill somebody. Okay? I don't know if you know how to pull a punch so that you're not going, or pull a strike so that you're not going to kill someone and you're just going to knock them out. I can show you if you don't know. Okay? But you made us look very, very bad out there, at least as far as the tribe goes. The town, they may or may not have known about that agreement.
Regis looks at Siege, confused and saddened, like he doesn't really. Like, he understands what C's is saying, but he doesn't fully grasp the concept that, pulling punches or anything like that.
This is the arena. This is not a slaughterhouse. If we were there to make sure everything that was put against us was dead when we were done, there would be no gladiators very quickly. And many of these groups would have looked at us and went, nope, never mind. We're not facing those guys. We're probably going to end up a corpse. And if that had been the way these things were going to go permanently, there would be 2 more dead orcs. 2 of our people would be dead. Because they wouldn't have stopped with just doing the damage to make them bleed out and maybe die. They would have taken the time to actually crush their skull or whatever it would take to kill them permanently, this side of resurrection at least. And we would be 2 members short right now.
Maybe we need to teach him the ways of pulling punches.
So if you're willing to learn, since it sounds like you don't know how, if you're willing to learn, then you can travel with us. If you're going to say never do, if you're never going to try to knock people out when it's appropriate, and we're going to have fights where it's supposed to be lethal. It will probably happen. So sometimes they say to the death in the arena and they don't actually mean it because behind the scenes we've already agreed that we're not going to kill anybody. And sometimes they do mean it. Like, we are seriously trying to survive and we are out for blood. But there will be many times where this is not going to be the case, and you're going to need to learn to do that. If that's just a matter of learning, great. If it's a matter of you don't know how and you're not willing to do it, then we're going to have problems.
Beyond that, Taden speaks up. He's going to say, the only convicted murderer here, taking a life, it does something to you. Once you do something like that, you can't take it back. And unless you can conjure powers of gods that are beyond the reach of most mortals, it's scarring, haunting. And Amira doesn't favor it.
Well, like I said, I can't guarantee that we're not going to be in there to kill at some point in time during our careers.
Am I in this part, Brandon, or am I still resting?
I would say that XV is probably here before she goes to bed.
Okay. XV turns to Teeden and just looks at her puzzled because she can bring a part of her god to this realm with the tentacle.
Well, the other thing is that I know there are ways through magic to bring someone back to life, but finding someone who can do that is relatively rare and expensive. So, Regis, are you willing to learn, and are you willing to only knock people out when you're told?
Does it have to be tonight?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you can see little, like, it looks like the wheel that multiple hamsters occupy in his head is burning so fast. Like, because he's just trying to fully he's trying to fully understand this.
You'll need to learn before we get in the arena again. So we've got a little time.
The arena where I grew up, they never walked out. So I guess that must have been normal to me.
Maybe. And for the first few years of my existence, I was a soldier. There was almost never a quarter given or offered, or given or taken. We were fighting the undead. It was you crush them and you make sure that they will not get up again as much as possible. And that was what I lived with. But since getting into the arena, I was shown and needed to understand that, and it does, I agree, depend on the arena and it depends on the match. But most of the time, people expect to be able to eventually pick themselves up and get healed and walk out. So, the question again, are you willing to learn? And are you willing to only knock people out when you're told?
Giving a bit of a sigh and looking like seriously, and he says, I already said that I would.
Okay, just want to make sure. It didn't sound real clear to me. Sorry.
Not be that smart, but I keep my word.
Okay. So you want to go shopping? Go ahead. Anybody else have something to bring up about this before you go?
I just want to show him the drawing of my picture.
I look at him and I'm going, I'm not going for that type of thing. And he lifts up his hands, makes a circle with his left hand, holds out his pointer finger with his right, and then proceeds to put his pointer finger in and out of the circle of his left hand.
Okay, don't catch any crotch rot.
XV is confused by all of this, but also doesn't care because it's Regis, and she just gets up and goes to bed.
Oh, hand me your drawing. I am going for supplies and things.
No, there's no.
He looks at it. What does it look like?
I actually don't know how to physically say the name of this weapon.
Okay.
But that's what's.
Can you spell it?
Yeah, I just copy pasted it from.
Okay.
That's what it's called. So my character draws a picture of it, and if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen that. Even if my drawing is even good or not.
Okay. Yeah. C's will look at it and like turn it upside down. Look at it with his head cocked to the side for a little bit. So
I'll just buy it myself.
No. It's fine. I just need to figure this out. Is this? It's not really good for throwing, is it? Just kind of a spear, short spear sort of thing. All right. How big is this that you're showing me? He holds up his hand about 4 feet off the ground. Is it like this?
Yeah, so I do see those messages. Liz, as far
Yeah, I
as
saw.
like the Yalkloa, I guess, in terms of D&D, this would just be a flavor spear.
Okay.
Maybe a short spear. But a spear in general, just use the statistics of a spear as a simple martial weapon. Or a simple melee weapon.
I'll say, okay, I'll see what I can find.
Okay, sorry about that. People were yelling.
That happens. I get you.
Yeah, so I actually can roll to see how good that picture was that I drew.
Go ahead, roll me a performance check. Performing for how well you did on the drawing. Zeke gets the idea.
C's.
Or C's gets the idea. Yeah, C's gets the idea.
Okay. Once he gets the scale figured out, like, is it about this long? Yeah. Okay.
Huh. Okay, if you can, make sure it's roughly sized for me.
You're gonna need to come along then. A good craftsman's gonna need to see the person.
Just say that I'm about yay big.
Okay, I can do that.
Just say I'm like a halfling. I'm the same size as that.
He wants a dagger with an extra long staff.
Hey now, don't laugh about staff swords and things like that. You get a lot more leverage out of those sometimes, and they can be pretty devastating.
Yeah, some of us need the extra leverage.
Yep.
I shout out in the bar. Anyone want to do a drinking competition with me?
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Actually, the tavern isn't super populated, as most of the people are out right now watching the rest of the matches.
Well, anyone that's in the vicinity, if anyone accepts, I'll definitely do it then.
Zeke says, so you said there's not really many people inside the,
No. The tavern is not very populated right now.
Okay. Zeke is going to look at Timbuktu for a second, kind of purse his lips in thought before he's going to head outside. And yell
Oh, that weapon does exist in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it does.
he's going to yell in Elvish. The great Timbuktu of Pain and Blood wishes to test his mettle against anyone who can hold their drink. Come inside, test yourself. All drinks are on Ubuntu.
Ooh. I rolled a die and I was just like, oh yeah, Timbuktu's kind of getting a little reputation here. Nobody wants to drink against Timbuktu. Oh wait, drinks are all on Timbuktu. Reroll that with advantage. A couple of...
Can I make a persuasion on that?
No, you're fine. You're screaming out at the docks. A couple of dock workers are just like, the man's a drunk. Wait, he's buying drinks? And let's see, I'll roll 2d6. 2d6 of people are going to start shuffling in towards the tavern. It's 8 people are going to, just kind of fasten up ties, fasten down, cargo to be loaded on ships coming in later tonight, and then head in towards I cannot remember the name of this. The rogue something with a C.
Charming Rogue.
Oh, the Charming Rogue. There we go. Yeah, the Charming Rogue. Heading into it. Timbuktu, you have 8 drinking opponents.
Okay.
Several people sit around the table. One woman's going to speak up and say, "You're buying, right?"
If you could beat me.
I've already.
Yeah. If anyone can beat me, I'll buy drinks for the whole night for them.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. Half of these people are going to stand up and walk away. 4 people remain. They shrug and say, "Can't take all of us on." Yeah, they'll sit and start drinking for the night. All right, Timbuktu. Roll me 4 Constitution saves. You and these people going ham at each other. Right. So the first person who sits down to drink with you, he is more of a, I guess he's more interested in chugging and just getting as many drinks down as he possibly can. He goes 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups, and eventually you're just like, oh god, I gotta keep up with him because eventually I've gotta hit his number, and it just does not go down, I guess, the right pipe for you, and you are feeling the effects of this alcohol like super heavy as both you and him end up vomiting at like the same time. It's a little clarifying for you, but if you fail another check tonight, you're going to be suffering from alcohol poisoning.
Okay.
That said, you guys both did horrific on that first check. Do you choose to keep drinking?
Hell yeah.
With these people? All right, the next person is going to step up, and eventually you're pacing yourself a little bit better. And then he's just like, man, what? The next person steps up and, starts drinking too. Is going to take gets 1 cup in, and is like, what is this? Cat piss? Sours her face and walks away. The last person, who is there drinking with you, sits and has a lengthy conversation between each drink. When you feel the effects of the alcohol start stacking up against you, you feel it coming up and you feel just terribly hazed and intoxicated. You're not even sure what she's saying at this point as you start wobbling. She hiccups and you think she's about to throw up, and then you hiccup and you almost throw up. But both of you guys pass your save. She starts chuckling and pointing at you, laughing groggily. Do you continue to keep drinking?
I never surrender.
All right, roll me another Constitution save. All right, again for another round, Same thing of just like she's catching up and drinks to you, constantly talking, not even sure what words are coming out of her mouth. And I'm gonna say, regardless, at this point, you guys both have alcohol poisoning.
Okay.
You guys are both rolling with disadvantage right now. And what would this word look like to Mbutu? I guess she's saying farm hat to you. It's just like farm hat. It's like
No,
not
Margat. Margat.
farm hat. Everybody else who's sitting there is watching watching her scream vomit at Timbuktu. Timbuktu, she is yelling vomit on the table, or vomit at you. You hiccup. You almost feel the effects of your night come up, and then you face plant down onto the table, unconscious. You are unsure of what happens for the rest of the evening.
I'm fine with that.
All right. As far as
Good. Now would have to go for
Z, are you watching this?
Didn't somebody else need to take me along to go shop? Well, okay. I am. Never mind. You know
I
what?
thought you were resting.
Like, I am about 3/4 away in the grave. I am passed out, trying to, not be emotionally dead.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone down here watching this, so we'll pick up later with Timbuktu.
Okay.
Everybody else, let's see, there were some actions I needed to go through. Z sleeps. XV sleeps. Bruvart goes and gets fruit and commissions. Oh no, he doesn't commission work. He gets fruit. Fruit is a rare thing right now, as the farm hands have been kind of pushed away from their farms. Okay, they will sell you a cart worth of produce that's to be shipped out, but it is nearly double the price that Bruvart thinks it's worth. For the cart of produce, let's go to the loot table. Come on, Brandon.
Honestly, I might even be willing to use some of my loot points if that's something.
No, I priced out food of trade goods on the loot table. I don't have fruit on here, but what I'll do is I'll save. What I'll do is I will do 10 times the cost of wheat. So let's see. We'll insert below and fruit 1 and 0.1 and 0.05. All right. So fruit, you need a cart full of fruit. I'm gonna say that's 200 pounds of fruit. So that would normally cost you 20 gold. Let's see, 79% of that. So 1.79 times 20. It's going to cost you 35 gold for a cart of just the fruit, not the cart itself. And that is 200 pounds worth of fruit.
I will. I'd like to negotiate getting the cart for free since I'm paying them so much already.
Yeah. Let's see. This guild owner is going to laugh in your face as he goes.
I'll return the cart.
Oh, actually, the cart's only worth 15 gold.
I'll
He's going to say,
And I'm buying all this.
of the horse, and if you return the cart, 10 gold.
that seems fair.
All right, you pay him 45 gold and 8 silver pieces, and he is set. You have a draft horse, a cart, and 200 pounds of produce.
All right.
It is
Beautiful.
worth stating there are no mangoes in this produce. Tatum bought the last of them. All right, that was Brewbark. I am controlling Melise tonight. Melise is resting. Timbuktu is passed out. Regis is out carousing. Steez.
Cease is out. Cease is going to go grab the weird little spear.
Yeah.
Go see if he can buy one of those. And other than that, it's just getting supplies for an upgrade.
By the way, I
specifically-
figured out how to pronounce it.
Okay.
It's called Ikulwe.
All right. That's not messy at all. So, one Ikulwe and a little bit of parts for the Earthfire Magic Core upgrade. It's like 300 gold, so he doesn't have anywhere near the amount, but he's just getting like the little basic stuff that he can use to work on it while he's on the ship.
Okay. So the is going to be there is a smith who can craft it. They will work through the night to do so. Nobody that you go and talk to has one crafted and for sale currently. The smith will charge you 1 gold for the materials and 2 gold for his labor for the night.
Okay. It's a square deal.
All right. It will be ready by sunrise. He's going to start heating up his forge and going ham. All right. That, I believe, is...
Hang on.
Yeah.
If I'm going out to the red light district, don't you have to do the table thing like last time?
That is for days spent carousing, not hours. That said, though, you are going to be able to head to a brothel and purchase their services, as nobody is really going to be... Well, actually, you know what? I'll roll your percentage die. Yeah, nobody is really going to be waiting outside of it this time for Regan. It's just like, all right, I know he's coming back. I'm going to beat him this time. For the most part, you're able to walk in freely and purchase their services, at which, as a continued patron, they drop their costs for you. Let's see, we did... All right, so you can expend 10 gold for the evening and spend the last night of Soromangan having fun. The rest of the night is going to pass uneventfully for the party. Well, actually, does Brewbark take the cart and horse out to the Orc tribe?
No, he's going to be waiting for, not Z. I'm waiting for Baghdad. I wanted Z to help make sure I don't die.
Bless you. Hey, Jeff, could you go to push to talk? I'm getting a lot of background noise from your mic.
Sorry.
All good. All right, so
Well, I want to hear him breathing.
it is going to be the 30th of Noble. You guys are the second group to reach this day. It is the sunrise The sun is rising over the twilight port. You can hear the sound of the docks and a sea breeze blowing over the tavern and into the various windows. What do you guys want to do?
I'm hungover as fuck, so.
XP is going to go down for breakfast.
Tumbutu. Etsy, you are going to walk downstairs. Tumbutu is tied, or rather, is handcuffed to a chair. He is passed out face first on the table. There is another woman passed out face first on the table too. They are both handcuffed to the chair. The table is littered with drinks and pitchers.
XV is going to turn to the barkeep and ask for the usual, and then sit down on the opposite side of the tavern and eat her food.
The barkeep is going to look at XV and say, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but your friend there ain't going nowhere till he pays his tab, or at least one of them pays.
XV shrugs. Not her problem.
Alright, XV, you are eventually fixed some food. You can spend, I think it's just a couple copper pieces here.
I have one silver piece left over.
It's 1 gold piece for the weapon.
XV, you can expend for your meal. You can expend for your meal 1 silver piece. And it's not a very high quality meal, but it'll keep you going throughout the day.
XP doesn't have a taste for the finer things in life anyways.
Oh, well, in that case, they can serve you glop, which you're
She's
pretty
not
sure...
a peon either, Brandon.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's some sort of wheat
Like,
mixture.
She wants some bread, she wants some eggs, and some fruit.
Okay, yeah, you're good with the silver piece. Alright, so that said, the whole party is together and downstairs. Tumbutu, you're awake. You are chained to you are handcuffed to your chair. If you start rattling it, the other woman is going to wake up, and she is going to laugh and say, "You lost. You gotta pay." As she moves her arm up, and she too is also handcuffed to her chair.
Looks like we both lost.
It really was a photo finish. It would just be nice if there's someone there to call it. And she's gonna say, "No, you passed out first. I'm pretty sure. I think I saw it."
Let's say I did. Your reward was drinks for the rest of the night. That's it. And I think the night's over.
She's going to say, "Yeah, I passed out right as you did. So, I mean, after you did. I didn't drink any of this."
Okay, are we still tied right now?
Are you still tied?
Yeah.
Or yeah, you guys are both handcuffed.
I try to get it off me.
You're trying to get your hand out of the handcuffs?
Yeah.
Let's see if manacles. These restraints can bind a small or medium creature escaping. Yeah, roll me a dexterity check, trying to slip your hands out of these manacles.
Pardon?
Roll me a dexterity check.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not disadvantage. Sorry.
Well, it's gonna be 7. And actually, I'm gonna give you a level of just exhaustion for the first half of the day.
Okay.
Essentially hangover. That said, though, like you shake against these manacles, and yeah, they're pretty tight. The tavern keep who's up is gonna say, one of you guys got to pay the tab. She.
I say I'll pay. I'll pay. Can I at least reach into my pocket of some sort for money, or is it too tight?
With your other hand, you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll pull out 10 gold pieces and give it to the barkeep.
She's gonna say it's 11.
I pull out an extra 5.
All right. At which point she pulls out the key and unshackles.
Unshackle just me.
At which point she goes over to the other woman and lets her go too.
God damn.
I'm not gonna just hold people.
No. I was going to go around and I wanted to unlock it myself. But whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that she has 2 sets of manacles on hand. You kind of got to know your clientele. All right.
I feel like she bought just for me.
Yeah, with that, the woman is going to stand up, feel at her wrist, look towards Timbuktu, like nod cordially, stumble, wobble a little bit, hand in front of her eyes, and start walking towards the door.
I go to try to help her walk. I'm like, do you need help getting home?
She swings at you.
I don't think like Ubuntu's that much better off right now either. He's probably also stumbling about to fall down.
Yeah, see, he doesn't have proper sense of decency right now.
Yeah,
He doesn't know what's right.
Is a drunken master. Stumbling is normal for him.
Stumbling is good technique.
The whole party is laid together.
It was my. Who did I say to
Wait.
go get my weapon again? Was it?
Seize.
Do I see C's?
No, C's went for the weapon. He got it, but he's charging him 3 gold for it.
I mean, sure. If it, I just told him to get it. He gets it. I'll pay whatever he asked for it.
Yeah, C's went back out at dawn to pick it up from the smith and thanked him and paid him his 3 gold and then brought it back. Said somebody who stayed up all night to make this, so I paid him 3 gold for it, so that's what you owe me.
Okay. So that's a total of 13 gold for the rest of the night. I need to subtract again. So 15 plus the 3, that's 18. Still made money. Haha.
All right. What do you guys want to do today? Tayden is up and she is reading from her prayer book. She's probably actually just gonna wake up, come get some breakfast, sit at the table with XP, and just like, did you ever hear about this story with Amira when she was living on Cedel and these guided wars? It's really quite fascinating of the things that she's done for the mortal nations. We should really try and and she just sits there talking, almost like absent-mindedly while XP eats.
Maybe we'll give the occasional nod as if she's paying attention.
Brewbark will walk over to Steve and say thank you so much for agreeing to help me. We want, if you're willing to go now, I'd love to find out about my history.
All right. Do C's and Brewbark head out?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. If nobody goes with them, this is probably going to be our last event for tonight. We'll see how it plays out. But let's see. Brewbark, you and C's take the cart and the fruit towards the Sombi and towards the Lixodal people. I actually looked earlier and I had a map and everything of their camp that I was just like, oh, this is going to be great when I do stuff with this. And I was like, why would they like ever leave Sorrow Mangan to go here? And apparently, I guess I didn't like save it to my computer. So I will just be describing it because I don't have like an actual page for it on Roll20. As you...
Side note, Brewbark is going to have his cape in his sack, and he is not going to be wearing the middle finger.
All right. So as you go and approach or as you take this cart through the orchards, you are going to emerge on the other side of this wild forest, and you are going to be caught with a very beautiful sight. So what is in front of you is this huge stretching field and a low-lying mountain on the horizon. The mountain, shielding the island from like the harsher weathers of the sea, of any hurricanes or tempests would be broken by the mountain, which leads to this just incredibly fertile field, and then this small little patch of trees around this cove that is essentially Sorrow Mangan. As you get onto these highlands, going across this field, and just feeling like the breeze roll down from the hillsides. Eventually, you're able to see on the distance smoke and other things that kind of like signify settlements, and make your way to the camp. The Lixodal people, when you arrive, there is a wooden barricade that's been built around the camp. It seems that they've been settled here, though, for some time. The camp itself has a large tent that is erected almost as a lodge next to a cave that leads into one of these hills. Outside, there are about 5 different tents here, and maybe 3 temporary wooden structures that have been built, and different people moving around the camp, all just tackling various tasks. At the top of the large tent, there is a piece of burned wood, and on it, in the burn pattern, you can see a just kind of like half bent, almost reptilian creature. I know you know what an axolotl is. It looks very
I had
similar
one.
to, a aquatic axolotl.
Aw,
Of a really goofy looking lizard thing.
that's mean.
They are goofy looking, but they're cute.
They are gorgeous.
Gorgeously goofy.
As you and C's approach on the cart, 2 of the half-orcs are going to grab spears, jump over the barricades, and come and block the road. As they say, halt! They're going to look at you and say, I recognize you! Those 2 fighters from the arena.
We do not. We come on a positive way. We want to bring a apology and an offering to Den Mother Fleur.
One of the orcs is going to look back at the other and say, "Go get the den mother." He's gonna grit his teeth, looking at you and say, "Got a lot of nerve showing up here today. You know, you almost killed Nacho yesterday. He's the best we got." Flair is. You're going to see the den mother emerge from the tent. And she's going to say, "Stop. Don't harass them. They spoke of their visit before we left the arena yesterday. Most of you, though, were being carried out by our brethren." The orc is going to put his spear down. Fleer steps forward and says, "You have an offering for the spirits of the Samdi?"
What we have brought is fruits from the orchards that neighbor your land, and we also bring some of the what's it called, hide of your god's child, and want to apologize for how everything happened. This is for you. Proceed to give it to her.
She's going to take it and look at it, and then look up at the burnished figurehead, I guess, of their village. She'll say, "This will serve as a fine piece to restore our emblem on. Blixadel's child will be remembered."
We spoke of me meeting the witch, and I'm hoping that she is available.
She is going to nod and say, "She's really a strange creature. Don't get your expectations up." That said, Fleer is going to call to the other orc around and gesture to the cart and say, "We have an offering. Return it to the Samvi." A couple of them are going to whistle and start chanting almost melodically of just "Woo, woo, woo, woo." At which point they come up to the cart and they start grabbing pieces of fruit and chucking it into the fields. They chuck it almost in every direction. She's going to nod and say, "Should the spirits will it, and some years another orchard will be grown here." They do this for literally everything you've brought. Checking it in all different directions.
That's their that's their model of agriculture. Throw shit on the ground and hope for the best.
Alright.
Beautiful indigenous creatures.
With Fubok being a druid, would he have knowledge of a better practice? Maybe he can also give them like a nature check or something to give a recommendation.
Well, it was fertile. I mean, you can, but it doesn't look like they're farming. It just looks like this is, their practice.
Nope.
It's more tradition rather than, method. Like, they wanted to learn how to farm, they could.
Is their time-honored traditions.
Yeah.
Throwing fruit on the ground.
Bruvark's just like, let me show you how to make aqueducts so you can water these. And it's just like, it doesn't need water. If the spirits want it grown, the spirits will see it grown. That said, Fleer is going to lead you into the cavern. And actually, let's go to some more appropriate music. We'll go with this. I like this. Alright, she leads you into the cavern. You are going to see as you walk in here, there are various different containers that are lying and tipped upside down, built of wood, some of animal skin, others of sacks. For the most part, you can hear the faint running of water in this cavern. It is extremely dark in here after you turn and leave the sunlight, before finally a dim light is leading the way. Walking through this place, the things that are lighting this path are fluorescent plant life that I don't think either Brewbark or RCs would be entirely familiar with. At which point, you guys are led to the innermost part of this cavern. You can see its passageways go a little deeper into this hillside. And here a fountain has been built, as far as there is coming from a higher point of the back wall. Water is flowing down into a small pool in the middle. The pool itself doesn't seem to be very deep. The thing that is most, I guess, interesting about this pool is once the water hits down, it doesn't seem that there's a source for it. Instead, there is a stream of water almost spiraling a little bit to the side, up into the air, onto the rocks, and then back down, allowing the water to continuously flow here. That said, there is a woman sitting on the rocks. She has skin as pale blue as the ocean water, looking almost as if she's drowned 1,000 times. And she is going to turn her head towards you. And let's actually roll a die. She speaks. I don't believe either Brewbark or I don't think Brewbark or C's understand her. Let's see.
I don't know. What's the language? I've got a one language slot with question marks on it, so.
Oh, I do remember you saying, I do remember you talking about that. I thought we said that you were going to pick something for it.
I probably should. I just don't know what I'm not sure what would have been appropriate.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what language she's speaking because it's not really likely that C's would have.
It's not common, druidic, or orc.
It is not.
Okay, then I don't know. When I initially see her, do I have any sort of flashback or anything?
You know what? I'll roll you a percentage die on that. No, you do not. After speaking, Flair responds in the same strange tongue. At which point, Clear is going to turn and say she wants to know what you seek.
I had a vision. Brandon, is this the same woman that I saw in my vision, though?
It does not look like it.
My memory is damaged, and I had a vision that someone very much like you may have had a hand in my forgetting everything, and I'm seeking answers to how I can best move forward with my life.
She is going to nod. Well, actually, she doesn't understand you. Fleer is going to translate, speaking back to her. She's going to move off of the rocks, stepping over the water's surface. At which point she bends down into the water, taking a handful of it, and then offering it towards Brewbark. The water begins to steam and swirl into a mist around her hand.
Brewbark will take it and gesture as if I'm supposed to drink it and wait for her to tell me yes or no.
Well, as you get closer, she places her hand on the side of your face. And Brewbark, your vision is going to go hazy. At which point, let's see. I do not have music. Let's go with this. Alright, Brewbark. When she touches the side of your face, your brain, or rather your mind kind of fogs up, as far as like you can't really control your own thoughts right now. Like, if you've ever tried to like push something off of your mind and it's just been omnipresent there, it's like this all-powering force just forcing some of your memories to come forth. You feel a wind and you feel a chill as you are reliving and experiencing, the briefest flash of this memory. You are back on the you're back on the deck of that ship, being tossed about against this storm. In the water, you see that figure swimming again, holding a trident. From there, a wave washes over the deck, just obscuring whatever you can see. And you're just like thrown to the other side, trying to get your footing. And just as quick as it started, the memory is over. Again, the memory kind of replays itself, and you just feel viscerally everything about it. This goes on maybe 2 or 3 times before you realize you're not reliving this memory. You're experiencing and exploring it, of just like, each time you kind of go to a different little place, push back against someplace. Sometimes your hand slips and you're thrown into the water. The 4th time around, Brewbark has a little bit of knowledge that he can kind of affect this. You've only got a few seconds. What does Brewbark want to do?
Brewbark looks around on the ship to see who else is there, and shouts, if there is, anyone, or can you describe what I see on the deck?
Yeah. You are going to see. Let us. You are going to see the Avon, an Avon slough. As far as like, you're going to see you're going to see a bird, and in the bird's mouth, it has got a set of manacles in it, and it is curved around. It is an emblem, and under it, it says the Avon Slough Company. You are. I'll give you a history check for free to kind of remember what that is.
Sure, and if you will, can you type the company into the chat?
Yeah. Rhubarb, do you remember you were you remember you were doing some work as a privateer for this company. As for who or what they are, they were slave traders inside of the inner sea.
Oh boy. All right. And then, do I see anything else on the ship itself?
You see the dwarf, the woman who recognized you from what's
The rogue Zen, the charming rogue.
No, not the charming rogue, from Zen's gambling den.
Oh yeah.
She is there, clinging to probably like a railing of the stairs as the ship is getting thrown over and over again. Very briefly, you see the figure in the water surface. She is some sort of siren or mermaid who is conjuring this storm. At which point, isn't going to replay again. The fog kind of fades from around your memory as you come back to. You are in the cavern with sees this sea witch and Fleer. She removes her hand from the side of your face. She speaks, and Fleer is going to translate. She's going to say, or Fleer's going to say, you've encountered one. You've encountered one that their kind calls the Lone Singer. She speaks
the
again.
Lone Singer.
Yeah. She speaks again. Fleer says, times are changing in their culture. They're not supposed to interact with those above the surface. That said, this one was an exile, one that defied this mandate, even before the other singers, or even before the other singers changed their mandate. At that, the Sea Witch is going to turn around, walk back across the pond, and keep filtering the water, bringing it up from the puddle up through the rocks, and then over the side and letting it pour back down.
Rubark in Orcish will basically say, "Oh shit," and sit down for a second. That was a pretty wild ride that he just went on. After all, he was just basically flung off a ship 5 or 6 times. And
Flair is going to say she came to us in the rain season, called here by the zombie itself. That said, she's a strange one.
I'm going to turn towards to Den Mother Fleur and ask her to ask the Sea Witch if she knows where that mermaid, the lone singer, is.
She'll ask well, actually, she'll roll a history check. She'll ask. The woman is going to shrug and say and Fleer is going to translate and say, she says the lone singer roams forbidden shallows.
I'm going to turn to these and tell them that I used to work for Avon Blue and that I don't know much more than that right now. This was productive.
Good. I'm glad you have learned something.
With that being said, I'm going to thank Mother Fleur and ask that he shows patience towards the other side of the island, as they may have been hasty and dumb in some ways, but it's not their fault. It's not their intention to start a war.
Fleer is going to nod. The weird sea witch creature speaks again. Fleer turns, and then she turns and speaks to you and says, she thinks it's strange. You've come only seeking knowledge. Most who enter this cavern seek strength or blessings of strength or of life.
I wouldn't.
She's more equipped to handle.
I would not say. I would not ask for something that is you're not willing to offer. But if that's something you're willing to, I would very much be receptive to it.
Lear is going to speak. The woman is going to speak back. Finally, she gestures to the water.
Gesturing for me to go into the water, or?
Yes.
I nod and make a gesture of gratitude with both hands, and then step into the water.
All right. The water isn't wholly deep enough to. The water isn't wholly deep enough to for you to submerge, but it is a little deeper than you think. Laying down in the water, pretty much your whole body goes in, except maybe your nose and your mouth, just like that part of your face sticking up. let me pull up a table real quick. This is when it would be great to have my book with me. Okay, let's see, 178, that should be good. Actually, let's go to 200. Okay. I'm just looking for one final table. And looking at books electronically is sad. Ooh, cool. Here it is. Okay, roll me a d8. A 7. All right. So, as you lay in this water, Brewbark, you feel or rather, the water is going to come alight. You feel the water infuse itself inside of your skin, inside of your body. As you do, you're going to grow purple veins across your hands, your arms, your neck, and the bottom of your jaw. And I guess like the lymph nodes are like those things in your throat, like going to swell up just a little bit right around like your Adam's apple. At that, the water stops glowing, and Fleer is going to kneel momentarily before standing, and she says, "You are sea blessed now."
And Brewbark, first thing says thank you, and second will say, I apologize, I don't know what that means, but can you tell me what being sea blessed is?
She is going to say, just as our warriors yesterday wielded the blessings of the sea and scale, so do you now too.
Beautiful. Does that activate with water or with fun?
Fleer is going to explain to you. It is not permanent, but you feel a potency to your strikes. Currently, Brewbark is venomous.
I am overjoyed and super happy. All right. Well, I'm going to make a nice hand and make the gesture again at the Sea Witch and Mother Fleur and say thank you very much for everything. We won't take any more of your time.
All right. Fleur is going to nod. She begins speaking back to the woman. The Sea Witch is going to gesture for you guys to leave, at which point Fleur will lead you outside. Heading outside, the orcs of the camp have painted your horse different colors. There are stripes and there are stripes and white dots, or there are red stripes and white dots all across the horse and different places.
Vandalism.
If we now have a zebra.
Yeah, they put a hot rod flaming strip on the side, and it's like it makes it go faster. I'm kidding.
Racing strike.
Yeah. Otherwise, you guys are able to leave the camp, cart empty, and head back to the city.
First stop will be to return the horse and carriage, and tell them that we improved your horse, and
clearly they owe us money.
I'd
Exactly.
made it go 3 times faster.
Oh, yeah.
Persuasion.
The merchant says
Deception.
go faster because the cart's lighter. But otherwise, we are going to end here for the night. Some things I'm going to handle in a fast forward. While the party was resting and recouping for the day, Tayden will have booked you guys passage on a Mazaran vessel to the next island, Giakyphros. And the next island, or rather next session, will introduce the next setting.
Alright.
Yeah, let's do experience for tonight.
XP would have been hanging out with Tatum while she went and got passage booked.
Yeah.
Brandon, I think your connection might have gone or something, because I can't hear you.
That was a weird cutout.
Do I get unique XP for drinking people under the table?
You kind of lost that match, so I don't
No,
know about
I
that one.
won 3 matches, lost 1.
He won 3 message and lost due to a technicality that he can't remember whether he won or lost that last one.
Exactly.
We can't prove that you won anything. And you did admit that you lost because you paid.
I just wanted to have a good connection with the barkeep, that's it. Just in case we ever go back.
I don't think
Alright, for those
These,
watching the
things went
stream,
completely
I'm going to do this
because
on the
he
stream real
just
quick, and
posted,
then I
hear me,
will
can
go
you?"
back and tell these
Nope,
guys
not at
what's
all.
up. As far as experience for the stream, we have...
Did you guys get the
My
joke about
microphone's
that
on. As far as experience for the
making it 3
stream,
times faster?
we have
Yep.
500 experience for the acting with honor, having a conversation with Regis.
Of course.
500 experience for Brewbark's personal
it's
story.
the orcs, for sure.
And
Don't you know red makes it go faster?
I think that's about it.
40k orcs.
No,
Precisely.
And I'm going to give a loot point.
Char.
Or I'm going to give out 2 loot points.
No,
and
Okay, missed that one. I don't
in
know
Tayden's
Gundam.
estate sell, there would be a couple items that she
1979
wasn't
original Mobile
able
Suit
to
Gundam.
sell off.
Char
That she would hand
painted-
out to
paints all
the
his
party
mobile suits
as
red
employees
because,
and in early advance.
and the running joke
for
is
everyone
red makes
else,
it
thank
is
you
3 times
for
faster because
watching, and our next session is going to be on the
23rd.
23rd. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Cool beans. For the stream didn't cut out. It was just the audio on the laptop. So I did stuff on the stream